morning, everyone. Like Jack, I spent my formative years in journalism and subsequently spent 20 years with the C.S. Mott Foundation, where education as a pathway out of poverty was proven time and time again to me before I made my way into the early childhood world. I'd like to just use some numbers to help you wrap your head around what Jack and I are talking about here today. There are approximately 775,000 children 0 to 5 in Michigan, about 155 per age cohort. According to a survey of Michigan kindergarten teachers, conservatively a third, in some cases a half, of those children arrive at school unready. That means today, as we sit here, there are more than 250,000 children who are on pace for school failure. These numbers are going to grow with every dollar we disinvest in this population. The 52,000 kids who will walk into school next fall, and the 52,000 who will walk in the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that, will make it increasingly problematic. It's already problematic for schools to meet average yearly progress. Because these kids, if they start behind, stay behind. And the cost, as Jack already said, to education is enormous to try and remediate them. We already hear businesses talk about the cost to remediate workers in the workplace. And now we're hearing university presidents talk about the cost to remediate kids to be in college. At the pace that we're on, we're not going to have to worry too much about that because we're not going to have a college population like we need in Michigan to create a prepared workforce in Michigan. This is no longer about those kids. It's always been about those kids, but the numbers today are so significant. The numbers of kids who are coming in behind or just flat out not ready is now affecting the kids who are there ready to learn. And we know this because 86% of our kindergarten teachers in Michigan are telling us what kind of impact this is having in their classrooms and on kids who are ready to learn. Investment in early childhood is proven. According to a recent study by the Wilder Institute, investment in pre-K alone, just pre-K, because we often talk about early childhood education, but it really is about early childhood development and education, because learning starts with kids being physically healthy, emotionally healthy, behaviorally healthy, and a variety of other things. But investment is proven. Investment in pre-K alone over the last 25 years saves this state $1.1 billion a year. All of us taxpayers are saved $1.1 billion a year because of our investment in pre-K. This is a study that was done by the Wilder Institute. It was vetted by the Upjohn Employment Institute here in Michigan, which said they thought the numbers were actually conservative. Investment in Michigan's Great Start pre-K program is proven too. Kids do better, there is a lasting impact, and kindergarten teachers are quite clear about the difference between kids who come to their kindergarten door having had this pre-K experience and other pre-K experiences, but they specifically cite the Michigan Great Start Readiness Program. So, 2 bits of perspective. We can spend $150 million and provide pre-K for the other 35,000 at-risk 4-year-olds in Michigan who are not now served, or we can continue to pay $600 million a year that we are shelling out now in grade repetition, in special ed, in teacher turnover, in juvenile justice and correction costs, child welfare, etc. $100 million a year we spend to re-educate 11% of our kindergartners who repeat grade. $45 million we spend a year to re-educate 4.5% of our first graders who repeat grade every year. Public investment in young children is totally opposite brain development. There are charts, and you may have them, but there are charts that show the inverse proportion of that investment. And if we want to talk about innovations, there are things that we can do. We can make sure that kids get a pre-K experience. We can make sure there's a connection and that we start thinking differently about how we fund things. We can exhort state government to stop spreading programs and dollars throughout state government and instead bring them together and think holistically about how we address the needs of children to prepare them for school. And with that, I will stop.